Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. I tell you, when you start crying during the very first song, you know you're in for it.
All right.
Thank you all so much for having us and just making us feel so welcome. It's just a blessing, and we are so glad to be here. My name is Stephanie McCord, and we don't live too far from here. We're from Thompson. But I had the great pleasure to meet Miss Tara earlier this year as part of the Ford Models of Courage program. And it's just a wonderful program that the Ford Motor Company puts together each year to help support people who are either going through breast cancer or people who are supporting those who are going through breast cancer. So when I met Tara, I was as bald as an onion. In fact, you probably didn't. You had to take a second look at me today, Tara, because I got some hair. My hair was perfectly straight before I had chemo. I just want y'all to know. But I love every strand of it, and this is just a gift from God. And I also want to say a special thank you to my family who came to support me today. And Tara has asked me to share my testimony. And so just to begin, I just want to tell you that I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor. So last year I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, which is, that's that kind. if there's different levels. It's stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and you know what? That was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Amen. I'm going to share with you why. I want to tell you a little bit about my journey and how God has brought me here today. Amen. So if y'all don't mind, let's say a little prayer. Bow your heads with me. Just want to ask God to do this. Dear Father, Lord, we thank you for all the blessings that you give to us each and every day. Thank you for this church. And we know it's not the building, God, it's the people that make it a church. The body of Christ, Lord. And I thank you for each person here today. And God, I just ask you to please be with us. We invite your presence here. And Lord, hide me behind the cross. Not my words, but yours, Lord. I don't want to do anything that doesn't bring glory to you. So please be with me and everyone as we go through and just let your spirit have its way. Thank you for Jesus. Thank you. In his name we pray. Amen. So, to tell you how I ended up here today, I had to start from sort of the beginning. So I can show you what God has done for me. When I was 12 years old, about the same age as my oldest child now, I came home from school one day and my mother had left. So about 3 weeks after that, I found out where she was staying, and I called her and asked her to come home. And she told me not to call her anymore. Oh my God. But God has helped me through that. He's helped me forgive her, and I haven't seen her talk to her since, but I'm okay with that. God had other plans. About 4 years later, when I was 16, my father passed away from a heart attack. And so those 2 events in my life have made me, had made me have a hard heart. Because I didn't want to experience that kind of pain again, so I didn't want to, I just didn't want to experience that kind of pain again. So my heart was hard. So my Aunt Faye took care of me until I graduated from high school. Then I went off to the University of Georgia, and I fell in love with the love of my life, Mr. McCord. So we've been together since I was 19 years old. I'm 39 now, He hadn't gotten tired of me yet, thank goodness. I used to ask him when we were first going out, are you tired of me? Are you getting tired of me? So I guess he hasn't gotten tired of me. But I will say, when I was in college, I made some bad choices. So I didn't get to graduate from UGA then. I came home to Thompson and enrolled in Augusta State, where I did graduate with a Bachelor in Finance in 2000. Very proud of that. And Ricky and I got married in 2001. And we had our two boys, Colby, who's 12, about to be 13, and Taylor, who's 11, who looks like he's about 18. But it wasn't easy. So after Ricky and I got married, we wanted to start a family, and we tried and had some trouble. And it got to a point where I had two miscarriages, and it got to a point where I asked God, I said, God, please bless us with a child. And lo and behold, Colby came along, and we knew we wanted another one, and we didn't, because whenever we, told the doctor we were having trouble, he said, well, try for a year and then come and see me. So we said, okay, well, we want to go ahead and have another one, or go ahead and try so we can tell the doctor, hey, we want another one. Well, when Colby was 9 months old, we found out Keller was on the way. So God had different. But it was a blessing, because 4 months after he was born, one night I was giving him his bottle, and I was sitting there in the recliner, and his head went a certain way, and it was a little painful. I said, what is that? So, not thinking anything more of it, I said it was, it's probably just, how, ladies, how your body does whenever you have a baby, lumpy and bumpy everywhere. But that night I had a dream, and I dreamed that it was breast cancer. I was only 28, right, so that's almost unheard of, but, that dream stayed with me. So the next morning I got up, and I made an appointment with my doctor, and who also assured me, oh, it's probably nothing, you just had a baby, but we're going to get it checked out anyway. Well, we did, and a sonogram and a biopsy later, it turned out to be breast cancer at 28. So you can imagine how we were. We had a not quite 2-year-old and a 4-month-old, so things were scary, but I had a lumpectomy, chemo, radiation, and everything seemed great. So we went on with our lives, and I just thought, well, that was just a one-time thing. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And so the boys grew, and I always wanted to go back to the University of Georgia just to say, you know what, I can do this. So in 2011, I graduated with my master's from the University of Georgia, so I'm very proud of that. I had it all. I had a wonderful family. I had a great career. But when I wasn't happy.
Thank you, Jesus.
I started drinking, and it wasn't. In my mind, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. I, just had a glass of wine, but the glass of wine turned into 2, and then it turned into a bottle, and I just wasn't happy. And I just got to the point one night, and I'm ashamed to say this, but one night I got so depressed I didn't feel like I could talk to anybody. I got so depressed one night. After I'd gone to bed, I said, God, please take my life. Those were my exact words. God, please take my life. So let's fast forward a few months to January 2015. I started having trouble breathing. I couldn't take 3 or 4 steps without feeling out of breath. We went to the emergency room in March, and the doctors diagnosed me with pneumonia. So they gave me some medicine and sent me home, but I didn't really get any better. So I ended up going to a pulmonary specialist who kept trying different medicines, and I'd get a little bit better, but then it would just go downhill again. Well, my primary care physician, who just happened to be the same doctor who diagnosed me with breast cancer when I was 28, started doing some other tests because we just couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Well, it turns out that I had an abnormal liver test. And they started doing more tests. I had a PET scan, and come to find out I had cancer all over my body. Wasn't in my breast though, because I kept having my mammograms every year, and it never came back in my breast, but it was everywhere else. It was in my bones, my liver, my lungs, my abdominal wall, my uterus. I mean, and it spread like wildfire. So I took chemo. I had 27 rounds of chemo, I believe. I started in September of last year. Radiation, and now I'm on medication, and my body has gotten better. So there was a transformation in my body, but more than that, there was a transformation in my soul.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Yes. Yes.
Ricky's mom, Kay, gave me a little book of scriptures. And every time I go to the doctor's office, or just whenever I had a minute, I would repeat those scriptures to myself. Promises from God. That's what the book is. God's promises. And I wanted to believe those promises so bad. In fact, I even got my very first and only tattoo. I don't know if you guys can see it. But it's Hebrews 11:1, which says to have faith is to be sure of the things that you hope for, and certain things that you cannot see.
Yes.
And I knew that there was going to be times when my faith would be tested, and I wanted to be able to look down and see that to remind myself every time. So God is now my go-to for everything that I do. From the time I get up in the morning, before I get up out of bed, the time I go to sleep at night, He's there with me. I'm talking to Him. I'm praying.
Yes.
And He's changed me. And as I said, I wouldn't change 1 second of my life. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. If you have your Bibles, you can turn with me there. So 2 Corinthians chapter 12. This was written, of course, by the Apostle Paul, beginning in verse 7. He said, to keep me from becoming conceited because of these surpassingly great revelations, there was given me a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you.
Thank you, Lord.
My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. He saw that my heart was so hard, and I was so proud, because I had hardened my heart. I thought I could do all of this. I don't need anybody. And He was right. I didn't need anybody. I just needed Him. Amen. So when I asked God that night that I was so depressed to take my life, guess what? He did take my life. Thank you, Jesus. Luke chapter 17, verse 33 says, whoever tries to keep their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life will preserve it. I'm so glad I lost that life. He took it and made so much more out of it for me. He helped me to see that life isn't about merely surviving one storm to another. It's about allowing Jesus to be your anchor, your hope through every one of life's storms. So what's next for me? Well, I like to use the words of the immortal Martin Luther King Jr. You might have heard this. It was his last speech that he made in April of 1968 before he died. I've been to the mountaintop. And it's the last several lines that he said that day. He said, well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead, but it doesn't really matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, But I'm not concerned about that now.
All right.
I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to that mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land.
Amen.
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And I want to tell you guys something else, how God speaks to you. No sooner had I typed that up in my little notes than I turned in my study Bible to get another verse. And not this Bible, but another Bible that I use pretty frequently. And I noticed a piece of paper folded up inside of it. And I thought, what in the world is that? Because I had never noticed it there before. This was drawn by my son Colby when he was in the 5th grade of mountains. And Ricky can tell you, I got up, I know he thought I was having a heart attack or about to die or something. I started screaming and crying. I said, come here, you got to see this. And I showed him and I said, God put this there for me.
Amen.
Because there's no coincidence. So praise you, Jesus, for that.
Yes.
Because I trust Jesus and I know that He's by my side. And wherever I go, I don't worry too much about tomorrow. I just enjoy today and thank God for His love and His mercy. And I want to remember one of those blessings from today. So if you guys would humor me, may I take a selfie of myself with all of you in the background? You can hide if you don't want your picture made. All right. Thank you, and put you guys in back here too. So thank you all for your time today and for allowing us to come worship with you. And it's just been such a blessing. And God bless you all with us.